We got something new today. I'll get to explaining it here in just a moment. I want to make sure everything's up and running properly. Here in just a moment. Alrighty. Audio is working great. And let me get to explaining. So today we actually got a interesting series. It's going to be MLB The Show 20, where I actually control a double A team, not Major League, not Triple A, just double A. This is probably one of the worst teams because I don't think we have a single player over 64. So this is going to be rough for sure. And only 3 of them are actually on the actual 40-man roster. So the rest is kind of 4, sorry, 5, 4 or 5 that are actually on the roster. There's, instead of there being 162, I want to say, there's only 140 games, so we're losing out about 20 games. Each series is a 5-game series. For a little while, I'll just do 1 game per episode because they're pretty long, and then I'll kind of try to work a way to get more in there because I know that'd be a long series for sure. But with that being said, let's just get into the first game of the season against the Rocket League City, I want to say. And when there is anything that happens to the lineups of the MLB and AAA, I won't have anything to do with it. And same with trades. I'm not going to do any trades, nothing like that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into this game. What do you mean we do not have 4 valid? I did this earlier, goddammit. Here, let's just go ahead and have it auto for this one, and then I'll go in and fix it for this next game. Let's go auto fix lineups and let's see how they did. Escalona, sure. Center, no. Center field is going to be, where is he? Aldolfo. Right field's going to be no. Tomsha, right? Yeah, Tomsha. You're going to be third. Second's not going to be Escalosa. Yes, it is. Okay. And then, and then, no. And, Wise, you know what, fuck it, we'll leave type 1 in there. Actually, get a little bit of new. Mix it up every now and then. Let's go boom. No, but I want you there. And then move you there. Sweet. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. Who did we say having? Who do we have the? Okay, cool. Alright, sweet. So now that we got that all fixed up, let's go ahead and get into this first game against Rocket City. The Trash Pandas, both coming off of looks like a really bad season overall. The way the minor league system actually works, I was doing a little bit of research. There's a season split into 2, and it's actually a 16 playoff game. So whoever wins whoever gets top of the division in the first and second half gets into the playoffs, and if it's like the same teams, then the next best record will get in. So this first season, I'm worried about just or not the first season, but the first half of the season, just finding something that'll work. Good thing we start off actually at home to start the season. I feel like that'll be really nice. Just kind of start off at home. Hopefully we can get a little bit of offense going. But first off, we're actually going to start off on defense, which is how it always happens at home. And that's actually going to be a strike, so it's going to start off 0-1 in our favor. Ooh, that's a bad pitch. Alright, it's going to be a 1-1 count now. I'm really kind of looking forward as to what Conor can do for us this year, as that's going to be another ball, putting it at a 2-1 count for us. I feel like he has a lot of potential to actually be a good pitcher for us, as that's going to be popped off for a foul ball, and it's now a 2-2 count. Yeah, Conor's definitely our best pitcher as he throws another ball. Starting off pretty rough for him here. It's a 3-2 count, and that's going to be fouled off yet again. We're looking at 6 pitches already. Okay. Conor's going to throw, and it's going to be yet another foul ball. But I feel like he offers the most amount of potential for us as he walks his first batter of the day. I really feel like he actually offers more potential than just about any other pitcher that we have on the roster, as that's going to be a fucking line drive right down the middle as they're going to advance their runner to third base, and we're going to have runners at first and third against us to start off this game. This is really not starting off too hot for us, as that's going to be another ball, as Conor is just starting off really rough for us today. We got a nice strike there, so that's going to be a 1-1 count for us, and it's going to be a strike from a foul ball. It's going to be a 1-2 count. Fastball's away, and that's going to be fouled off yet again. Yeah, Pilkington, so far his control's been a little out the gate, or not too good out the gate, and that's actually going to be a strikeout, his first on the season, as hopefully there's many more to come for sure. And that's going to be a fly ball and possibly going to account for a run, as our center fielder's not going to quite get there, and that's going to be a ground, allowing a score and allowing runners at first and second, as our center fielder Adolfo could just not get there in time. So that's going to be another fly ball, as Adolfo's forced to run for it again, and he's going to get to this one, and he's going to be forced to make a throw, as that will allow yet another runner to come in and advance to third base. Man, this is a really rough way to start off our first game of the season at home. Pitching definitely seems to be a little bit off, as he's going to be hit by the pitch. Yep, looks like he got hit by the pitch on that one, as that it's yet another walk for Pilkington in this game. Pilkington already down big in this first inning. Hopefully he can turn it around, as that's going to be another foul ball. He's looking at a 1-2 count with 2 outs to go in this first inning. And he's going to have a line drive to Jang out and left, and that's going to be an out. And that's going to end this really shaky first inning on defense for us. Okay, we're going to be going up against Tyler Carpenter. Hopefully we can get something going on offense, as we're actually getting a nice look to start off the game, as that's going to be possibly a double on the first at-bat of the season for us, as it is going to be a double for us. William Jang is up to bat. Hopefully he can have a nice season, as that's going to be a called strike, as that was a little bit off, but sometimes umpires can be a little bit off on those kinds of things. So we're looking at an 0-1 count. Carpenter's away with the pitch, and that's going to be a high fastball, but still a strike, as it's going to be an 0-2 count for Jang. Count 0-2. Jang is going to swing and miss, as that's going to be a strikeout. Tyler Carpenter's first of the season. As you can see, AJ Reed's coming off a little bit of a shaky season. Hopefully he can turn that around. Tyler Reed's in for the pitches. That was a low changeup, as that's going to be a strike. It's an 0-1, an 0-1 count for us. Yet another low pitch, as that'll at least advance the runner to third, but it'll be 2 outs for us as we need a base hit. Matt Skoll, the DH, looks like he also had kind of a rough year. Hopefully he can step it up a little bit as well, but you never know. Carpenter's going to throw a pitch, and that's going to be right down, and that's going to be a fair ball, as that's going to drive in a run, making it a 2-1 game in the first inning. As that's going to be Skoll's first hit of the day, as he's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Alright, we got Adolfo coming up. Carpenter 7 pitches into this inning. Definitely going a lot better for him than it did. Oh, that's going to be a strike for Adolfo's. That was a very high fastball that he didn't need to swing at. Carpenter's inning is so far going a lot better than Pilkington's, as that's a low fast, or that's not a low fastball, it's a low curveball, and that will also be a strike, making it an 0-2 count for us. Carpenter looking at pitch number 9 with an 0-2 count, 2 outs. He's going to throw the pitch, and that's going to be low, and I've learned this time, and it's now looking at a 1-2 count. It's going to be yet another low curveball. That's going to get Adolfo, and that's going to end this first inning. The Trash Pandas are up 2-1. Alright, hopefully Pilkington can have a little bit better of an inning than he did the last time, as that's going to be a pop fly for AJ Reed out in first, and he's going to make the catch, as that'll be the first out of the day. Pilkington's going to throw his first ball of this inning, as it's a 1-0 count now to Jack Kruger. He's going to throw changeup, and that's going to be a foul ball. Pilkington's going to throw a slider here, and that's going to be another ball, as that's 2-1 now. That's a 2-1 count. Pilkington's losing control a little bit on this at-bat, as it's now 3-1, and he looks like he might be potentially going to walk his third batter of the day. So that's going to be almost right down the middle with a fastball, as he fouls that off. And he's going to get Kruger looking there, as that's going to be a strikeout. Excuse me, that wasn't him looking, catching him looking. That was actually a swing strike. As that's going to be a pop fly, and that's going to make Adolfo run for it, as he will be there, and that will wrap up this top of the second inning, as that was a much better performance on defense than we had in the first inning. German Mercedes is up to bat, as he's going to hit it, and it looks like he's going to pop it up, but the right fielder will be there to make the catch, forcing it to be the first out. Alright, Tomsha's up for his first at-bat of the season, as that's going to be a high fastball for a ball. We're looking at a 1-0 count. Tomsha being very patient on the plate today, as he's going to be looking at a 2-0 count, as Tyler Carpenter's already down in the count on this one. Carpenter's going to look for a nice pitch here, as that's going to be caught by the second baseman, as that's going to be the second out of the inning. Sorry. Tyler Carpenter's going to look to throw to the outside with his sliders. That's going to be a ball. Laz Rivera looking very patient, as that was a very generous call by the umpire there, as it's looking at a 2-0 count now. Laz Rivera swinging at it, and he's getting a nice little contact on it, but the right fielder will be there as he's going to catch yet another fly out, as that is a quick second inning. Looking at the top of the third inning, here's Edwin Yan is going to start us off, as that's going to be a strike by Conor Pilkington. Looking at an 0-1 count now. Pilkington's going to throw a nice slider here, so that's going to be fouled off by Yan. Conor Pilkington looking at a ball here, as that's going to be a 1-2 count now. And that's going to be a nice soft tapper to the second baseman. He's just going to toss that on over to A.J. Reed, and that will be the first out of the inning. I must say, Conor Pilkington's looking a lot more controlled out there than he did in that first inning. That was looking a little rocky as he fouls off the first pitch of the at-bat here. Yeah, he looked really kind of rocky in there. It was a little nerve-wracking to see that, but it seems like he's kind of gotten it all together. So that's going to be a pop fly to Adolfo, and that will be the second out of the inning. Chris Rogers up to bat, as that's going to be a low fastball for the ball, and that's going to be a 1-0 count. Chris Rogers swinging and missing, as it's going to be a 1-1 count now. Conor Pilkington is looking really good out there now. He's catching fires. He's going to make him miss again right down the middle with his changeup. Conor Pilkington's going to get a nice slider in there, but that'll be fouled off by Chris Rogers, who's 1 for 1 on the day up to this point. Pilkington with a nice pitch, as that's going to be down below, as that's going to be grounded out to the first baseman, and that's going to end the top of the third. Up to bat we have Zach Remillard, who's going to swing and miss at a very low curveball that could have been a ball had he not swung at it. And we're now looking at an 0-1 count. Zach's going to swing at it again, as that's going to be fouled off, as we're now looking at an 0-2 count. Tyler Carpenter is really limiting the amount of pitches he has per inning, as that's going to be fouled off yet again by Remillard. As that's going to be a strikeout, as he's caught looking there. I thought that was going to be a lot lower than what it actually was. Now up to bat we have Ronald Escalona, who actually had the first hit of the day in the double, as he's going to get a ball right there, as he's looking at a 1-0 count now. Escalona's going to look at a nice curveball there, so that's going to be fouled off, and he's now looking at a 1-1 count. So that's going to be a low curveball there, so Escalona's not going to bite for it. It's going to be a 2-1 count now. Tyler Carpenter's going to look at something here, and that's going to be Escalona hitting that, but it's going to be caught by the right fielder yet again. So that's going to be the second out of the bottom of the third. William Jang is now up to bat, as he did not quite get his first hit to land, as that's going to be a ball to the outside, as Tyler Carpenter looks like he's kind of starting to lose a little bit of control out there on the plate, but not enough to be concerning yet, as he's going to throw a high fastball there that Jang actually went for. It's now a 1-1 count. Tyler Carpenter is going to throw it way to the outside with that fastball. So that's going to be a 2-1 count now for William Jang. So Tyler Carpenter is going to throw another fastball that's going to be a ball, as William Jang's looking at a really nice, comfortable lead here in the count with a 3-1. As he's going to throw a low curveball there, and he's going to walk William Jang, Jang's first walk of the season. A.J. Reed's now up to bat. He did not quite get a hit in his last one. He flew out, I believe. As he's going to get a hit here, as that's going to be hit well down the center of the field, as the center fielder will make the catch and end the third inning. Trash Panthers are still up 2-1. It's been a really good defensive game up until this point. The first inning really kind of being the front end of the offense. Ever since then, it's just been all defense. Connor Pilkington's going to start off this inning with a fastball right down the middle. That's going to be an 0-1 count now. As that's going to be a really loose hit, as that's going to be a foul ball, as Conor Justice really kind of got lucky there, as that would have been an out. Pilkington's going to go ahead and throw a fastball here. That's going to be fouled off by Justice, as it's an 0-2 count still. Pilkington yet again fouled off, as he's kind of starting to look a little high on that pitch count, and wonder if he's going to start getting tired at any point. This is fouled off yet again. Pilkington gets his third strikeout of the day against Justice, as that's the first out of the fourth inning. GM Brown gets this nice hit out to center field, but Adolfo is there to make the catch for the second out of the fourth inning, top of the fourth inning, as Zane Gerwitz is now up to bat. As you can tell, Pilkington is starting to get a little tired out there, as that's fouled off, making it an 0-1 count. As that's going to be called strike, as that's barely in the zone. That was a really nice pitch by Pilkington. So we're looking at an 0-2 count there. He's going to get his fourth strikeout on the day, 2 coming from this inning right here. So that'll end the top of the fourth inning for us. Up to bat, we have Matt Skoll, who earlier actually got a hit and an RBI all in one, as that's going to be a low curveball from Tyler Carpenter, who seemingly is getting more and more tired the longer he stays out there. So it's a 1-0 count, as that's going to be right down the middle, as Skoll could just not quite get the upper hand on that pitch, as it's going to be a 1-for-1 count now. As that's going to be a low ball there, as he is going to hit it, and it will go right to the first baseman, and he'll tap the base for an out. Adolfo looking to be a little bit better on the plate than he was before, being a little bit more patient on the plate and not quite swinging at everything. As he's going to swing there, so that's going to be a line drive out to the first baseman, who's been making a lot of good defensive plays. Yerman Mercedes is up to bat now. He is 0-for-1 on the day up to this point. He's going to pop this one up, and that's going to go straight to the center fielder. And that's exactly what we want to limit, because Tyler Carpenter got away with barely any pitches that inning, and that's barely taking away from his energy, as Pilkington's just really kind of getting a little bit too tired. Let's see who we can get warmed up. Let's get Ruiz warmed up. Let's get Lale warmed up too. Okay, so now we have a lefty and a righty warming up in the bullpen, as this will likely be Pilkington's last innings. That's going to be a strike, making it an 0-1 count to start off this fifth inning. Pilkington's going to go ahead and throw this pitch here, as that's going to be not a pop out, what am I saying? A foul ball for Pilkington, as that's going to be another ball down the center field, as Adolfo has been making every play since he allowed that ground rule double to happen. Jack Kruger's up to bat, as he's 0-for-1 on the day, as that's going to change here, as he's going to bloop this one into center field, as he is going to find a way to get on base. Deshawn Knowles is up to bat now, as he's 0-for-1 with a walk earlier, as he was hit by the pitch, as that's going to be a strike from Connor Pilkington, as you can clearly tell he's starting to get a little tired out there, as he's going to get Knowles to actually foul off that ball there, as Pilkington's going to throw that. Ooh, not quite. He's not going to quite get there. Throw to the cutoff man, and that's going to be a base hit as AJ Reed just never thought to go up to get that ball, because there's no way Tom Shea was going to be able to get that on time. As now we're looking at a man on first and second base. Pilkington is going to throw a strike, as that's going to be now an 0-1 count, as he's going to throw yet another fastball, and that's going to be an 0-2 count, and things are starting to look a little bit better for Pilkington now. Pilkington's going to throw a little wobbler here, as he's going to possibly get a double play here. He's going to get one out, and he's not going to be able to get the other out, but there is still one of two outs that could have possibly been got there. So we're looking at 2 outs, runner on first and third, as that's going to be a little high and outside, as it's going to be an 0-1 count now that Morgan has fouled off that ball, as that's a high ball and causing that to be a 1-1 count now. So that's going to be a strike, as Connor Pilkington's really starting to wrap up this inning here really nice for us, as that's going to be a strikeout, his 5th on the day, as that'll likely be Pilkington's last inning, and that's a great way to go out. Okay, before we get started here, I'm going to call a timeout here. Tom Shea's going to allow for us to go ahead and put Ruiz in the game. Okay, Tom Shea's up. He's 0 for 1 on the day up to this point, as that's going to be a ball from Tyler Carpenter, who is going to be... He's seemingly just not getting tired at all. He's only 38 pitches in, as Tom Shea's going to get a hit there, and that's going to land in, as that's going to be a nice single for Tom Shea in the bottom of the 5th inning for his first hit on the season. Laz Rivera's up now, as he's 0 for 1 on the day, as he's going to get a nice hit right here in the gap, as he's going to get a base hit, as now we have a man on second and first with no outs. Looks like Tyler Carpenter's still just not tired at all. He's 40 pitches in. Looks like he's going nice and strong, as Remillard is up now, as he's going to get a nice hit here, as that's going to be lined right to the left fielder, as he is 0 for 2 now on the day. Up to bat we have Escalona, who's 1 for 2 on the day. He did get that double, and that's going to be a ball with a curveball on the outside, as Carpenter's just not finding his groove from these past couple innings. I wonder how much longer he's going to be in this. So 1-0 count. Carpenter's going to get Escalona to pop it up, but nobody gets there on time, so that's going to make it bases loaded situation to where a pop fly could get this a tie ball game. As the manager for the Trash Pandas is coming out, and this could possibly be it for Tyler Carpenter. Just going to have a talk with him, and it looks like he is in fact going to be staying in the game. Just a little bit of a pep talk for him, as William Jang is in. He's 0 for 1 on the day so far, but I believe he also has a walk as well, as that's going to be an upper fastball, as that was a nicely placed fastball for a strike, making it an 0-1 count. Tyler Carpenter is going to make Jang hit it, and that's going to be hit well down to the right fielder, as we're going to advance the runners. That's going to tie up the ball game at 2 apiece now, as Tyler Carpenter just allowed the second run to tie up the game, and now we have a runner at first and third base. Now you wonder, the pep talk just happened with Tyler Carpenter. You almost wonder when the coach of the Trash Pandas is going to pull him out, even though he's been playing overall really phenomenally for them. AJ Reed's coming into bat. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Not really been the best day from him productively, as that's going to be an outside ball from Carpenter, as it's an 0-1 count. Carpenter looking at pitch 47 here, as that's going to be a high ball, and that's going to be popped up, and that's going to be caught by the catcher, and that will wrap up this 5th inning. And honestly, the Barons really played that one off nicely. They tied up the ball game. They got it so that way it's a lot better overall, you know, for us going forward. Okay, we're putting in Jose Ruiz because Pilkington was just honestly getting really tired. And I don't know why he has such a weird stance, but it's fine. That's going to be a ball by Ruiz. It's going to be a 1-0 count. And that's going to be a strike from a curveball. It's a 1-1 count now. As that's going to be a ball on the outside zone there. As it's now a 2-1 count, as Ruiz is going to get him to foul off the ball here. As that is now a 2-2 count. And he fouls off again for the 3rd time. And he's going to get him to strike out there as Ruiz gets his first strikeout on the season. Ruiz facing his 2nd batter of the day. And that's going to be a strike as Justice just could not comprehend that coming in. Ruiz is going to throw it again as that's going to be a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's going to be an 0-2 count. As Justice could not read that again, as that's going to be another strikeout for Ruiz, as that's going to be his 2nd on the day. That's going to be right down the middle as Ruiz is going to luckily have that popped out and a foul ball as it's a 1-0 count now. So that's also going to be lined out, but it's going to be foul. Ruiz gets his 3rd strikeout in a row, retiring the side with 3 strikeouts. Back on offense, we have Matt Skull here. He's up to bat. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI today. So he's going to hit it on the first pitch, as that's going to be a fly out to the left fielder. Adolfo coming in. Hopefully he can be a little bit more patient on this trip to the plate. Tyler Carpenter is going to throw a fastball that's going to be just outside, and that'll be a ball, making it a 1-0 count. Tyler Carpenter is going to throw it here, as that was really kind of on the line as Adolfo was tricked, and it's now a 1-1 count, as that's going to be way outside with a changeup. There's no way Adolfo would have ever gone for that, so it is now a 2-1 count. Carpenter throws him a nice little ball there, as that's going to be flown out to the right field, as that is going to be yet another out for Adolfo. Herman Mercedes is up to bat, as that's going to be a low ball from Tyler, as his control is just starting to go down, and his confidence, you can kind of see there, is starting to go down a little bit as well. And that's going to be a questionable strike that was on the line, but it is now a 1-1 count. That's going to be a nicely hit ball by Yerman Mercedes, as that's going to be caught by the outfielder again, as that's going to be another short inning for the Trash Pandas on defense. Looks like Ruiz is coming out yet again, as that's going to be a strike against Gurwitz, as Gurwitz has just not had anything going for him today, as that's going to be another hit, as that's going to be flown out. Not quite a strikeout for Ruiz, but still the 4th out in a row. That's going to be a questionable strike, but both teams have been kind of helped out here today, as that's going to be another foul ball, and we're looking at an 0-2 count. Ruiz strikes out his 4th batter of the day. He's already catching up to Pilkington as to how many strikeouts he's going to have on the day. Another strike against Kruger, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Kruger's going to miss on that curveball, and it's 0-2. Can Ruiz get his 5th strikeout of the day? Ruiz is going to get his 5th strikeout of the day, wrapping up this 7th inning. the top of the 7th inning. Okay. Tomsha's up to bat as he's 1 for 2 on the day. As Carpenter is going to throw it just outside his. I did not need to swing at that, as that's going to be a 1 or an 0-1 count. Carpenter is still out there as he's going to throw a low curveball, as that was a tricky spot, and it's going to be an 0-2 count. Tomsha is going to get caught looking, as that's really nicely placed by Tyler Carpenter. That's going to be a strikeout, his 4th on the day. Up to bat we have Laz Rivera, who is going to try and get a hit on the first pitch, as that's just going to be grounded out to the shortstop and thrown him out. There's Zach Remillard, as he's going to look at a curveball that was right in the corner, placed by Tyler Carpenter. That's going to be an 0-1 count now, as he's going to hit it right back up the middle towards the pitchers. That's going to be a base hit for Birmingham. Up to bat we have Pascalona up to bat. Escalona, sorry, who's kind of, probably been the most consistent to bat. He's 2 for 3. He has a double. I shouldn't have swung at that, as that was a really terribly placed fastball, as it is now an 0-2 count. Tyler Carpenter is going to throw a really terrible fastball on that one, so that's going to be a ball, looking at a 1-2 count. Escalona is going to swing at a ball that's really highly placed. That's going to be popped up to the left fielder, and that's going to wrap up this 7th inning. So out comes Brady Lyle for his first game of the season. Hopefully he can keep this Trash Panda offense under wraps, as that's going to be a really nicely hit ball, but it's going to go foul, as we're looking at a 1-0 count now. That's going to be yet another foul ball. Lyle hopefully can get something going here, as that's going to be popped up, forcing one of the outfielders to run for it, as he's going to make the catch out there. That is Tomsha at right field making the play. Jan's up to bat, as that's going to be a strike from Lyle with a nicely placed slider. So that's a nicely placed changeup, as that's going to be yet another out here. Brady Lyle really kind of putting together a really nice outing. That's going to be a nicely placed curveball, as it seems like Lyle's trying to prove a point out there tonight. He's got another curveball that's a strike, as he's looking at an 0-2 count in his favor at the end of this top of the 8th, and he's going to get a strikeout to wrap up the top of the 8th inning. So it looks like Rocket City's actually going to be bringing out a new pitcher for the bottom of the 8th, as it's going to be Jeremy Rhodes. Hopefully he can get the Barons kind of under wraps for these final 2 innings, as Jang is going to hit the ball. So that's going to be right to the third baseman, and that's going to be the first out of this 8th inning. Tyler Carpenter had a nice solid inning, 65 pitches over 7 innings, only 2 earned runs, only 1 walk, 4 strikes, only, well, 6 hits kind of is a decent amount, especially for the first game of the season. As AJ Reed's up to bat now, and he's having just kind of a really sluggish start, as he's 0 for 3. Hopefully he can get something going to start off this 8th inning, as that's going to be a high fastball, as that's going to be fouled off, and we're looking at an 0-2 pitch. Rhodes going to pitch it up high yet again, and that's going to be a fly ball out to center field, as that's going to be the second out of the 8th inning. Matt Scholes up to bat now, as he's been the second most consistent hitter, seems like, as that's going to be a strike for a changeup, and that's an 0-1 count. Scholes gonna hit the ball, and that looks like that might possibly be a home run. That's gonna foul just off, as that would have given us the lead. Skull is going to foul it off yet again, as that would have been really incredible had he got that home run. Skull fouled off yet again, as he's going to ask for a timeout here. Looking at a really full crowd of about 9,500 people tonight, as looks like they're going to get their closing pitcher warmed up, as they really got Skull looking there. So that's going to be the final pitch of the 8th inning. So we're going into the 9th with a tie ball game, 2-2. As Brady Lyles coming out yet again, it looks like, so that closing pitcher might still be warming up, as that's back-to-back strikes for Brady Lyle, as he's looking at an 0-2 count in his favor. So that's going to be a ball, as that was not the best changeup possible. Chris Rogers is not going to break his swing there, as that's going to be a 2-2 count. And he's going to foul it off there, as Brady Lyle's changeup just kind of has not been working for him in this inning. As that's going to be a strikeout, as he's going to catch Chris Rogers looking. That's going to be the first out of the 9th inning. Conor Justice is going to allow that strike to happen, as it's now an 0-1 count. As he's going to swing at a really poorly placed curveball, as that's going to be an 0-2 count, as he's going to make this thing fly deep, as that looks like that might possibly be a home run, but it is going to be caught by Jang, as a matter of fact, as that's going to be the second out of the game, or the second out of the inning. What a play by Jang out there in left field, as that's going to be back-to-back strikes by Brady Lyle here, as he's actually having a good inning to this point, as he is going to get a ground out, and that will be the end of the Trash Pandas' 9th inning, as we're going to go to the bottom of the 9th. Adolfo's coming in to lead us off here to start off the 9th inning, as he's 0 for 3, been really impatient kind of all day, as he's yet again impatient, as that's going to be a fouled off first pitch. Adolfo's going to get a hit here, but that's going to be just hit straight to the left fielder, as that is yet another out, as Adolfo is 0 for 4 on the day. German Mercedes is coming up now, 0 for 3 on the day, as that's going to be a high fastball, and that is fouled off for an 0-1 count. German Mercedes gets a nice blooper in there, but that's still going to get caught by the right fielder, as it's now 2 outs. Let's see here. Tomsha is the final batter of this 9th inning, as he can hopefully get something, as that was really just a terrible decision to swing there, as that is now an 0-1 count for Tomsha here. Tomsha yet again swinging at a really nicely placed slider there, as it's now 0-2. Jeremy Rhodes looking to take this into extra innings. Tomsha is going to get a hit here, as that's going to land in, as that's going to be a single, and this 9th inning is still going. Up to bat we have Laz Rivera, who is 1 for 3 with a single. So that's going to be a fastball just outside, and that's going to be a ball. So 1-0 count now for Laz Rivera. Rhodes looking to pitches. That's going to be popped up by Laz Rivera, and that's likely going to be the end of the 9th inning, and it is. And we're going to be going into extra innings, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Brady Lyle is still out there, actually. As a matter of fact, he's going to pop that up, and that's going to be the first out of the 10th inning. As that's going to be a ground out right there to the second baseman, to A.J. Reed, and that's going to be the second out of the 10th inning. Jack Kruger's up to bat as that's going to be fouled off as it's a 0-1 count now. Brady Lyle throwing a nicely placed fastball. That's going to also be fouled off, and he's looking at an 0-2 count. Brady Lyle is going to be fouled off yet again. And he's going to get a strikeout, and that's going to end the top of the 10th inning, as maybe possibly Birmingham can put this away in the bottom of the 10th. Zach Remillard is now 0 for 1 on this at-bat. As that's going to be a really high fastballs. I don't know who would have ever in their right mind gone for that, as that's now a 1-1 count. As Rhodes is going to lead Remillard on the outside, as it's now a 1-2 count. And that's going to make a strikeout in the first out of the bottom of the 10th inning. Escalona is now up to bat, and he can hopefully get something going for this offense, which has been struggling as of late, as that's going to be a foul ball and now an 0-1 count. Yet again, these pitchers are really just making us work every at bat. So Escalona is looking at an 0-2 count, as that's going to be rocketed to the third baseman, who's going to make the catch, and he's going to get the out, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. Up to bat, we got William Jang, who's 0 for 2 on the day with a sacrifice fly and a walk on the day, as he's going to get a nice hit here, as that's going to land in there, and that's going to be a single, and that's going to be his first hit on the season. A.J. Reed is up to bat now, who is going to rocket it right to the first baseman, who's going to tap on the bag, and that's going to be the end of the 10th inning. Don't want to take any chances. We're just going to put in Shriver for the 11th inning, and he's going to be facing Deshawn Knowles to start off, and that's going to be a ball, as it's a 1-0 count. And that's going to be a 2-0 count now against Deshawn Knowles. And that's going to be hit towards the third baseman, and Knowles is going to be thrown out. Now batting is Edwin Yan, who has been overall just kind of solid for this team. 1 for 4 batting, and he's been pretty solid on defense as well. So that's going to be hit towards the third baseman again, and that's going to be yet another out, the second on this in this 11th inning. As that's going to be hit really far, but it's going to fly out of bounds, as it's a 1-0 or an 0-1 count. Sorry. And that's going to be another strike. That's going to be an 0-2 count against Morgan. Morgan with the last chance in this 11th inning. That's going to be a knuckle curve, and that's going to be way, way, way down low, and that's going to be a ball, making it a 1-2 count. Shriver going to pitch here, and he's going to get him swinging, because that's going to be the end of the top of the 11th inning. Coming up is Kyle Keller to start off the bottom of the 11th as Matt Scholes coming in. That's going to be a slider on the outside, and that's going to be a 1-0 count now. And that's ball, and Skull is going to foul that one off. Matt Skull's going to foul another one off as we're now looking at a 1-2 count. Skull looking to make one fly, but he cannot, as he's going to get struck out, as he is now 1 for 5 on the day. Adolfo in, he's 0 for 4 in this game so far, and he's just been really impatient at the plate, and he's going to get another hit in, but it's going to be flown out to the center fielder, and that's going to be the second out of this 11th inning. Yerman Mercedes, also another person who just hasn't been able to get anything going at the plate, is up to bat. He's 0 for 4 on the day so far, and that's going to be a ball, and it's going to be a 1-0 count. And that's going to be another fastball, but that will actually get inside the zone. It's going to be a 1-1 count now. And that's going to be a ball, and that's, we're looking at a 2-1 count now. Yerman Mercedes is going to foul that one off, so now we're looking at a 2-2 count for this at-bat. As Mercedes is just going to get that one popped up, and the first baseman will get there, and he will record the out, causing it to go to the 12th inning. We now have Ian Hamilton coming on in, and he's going to get him to foul the ball off there, so it's now an 0-1 count. Ian Hamilton's getting another foul ball there, as it's going to be an 0-2 count. And he's going to rocket it on over to the shortstop, and that'll be the first out of the 12th inning. Conor Justice coming in. He's 0 for 3 so far up to this point, as that's going to be fouled off, and it's going to be a 1-1 count now. And that's going to be popped up for the shortstop to grab, and that's going to be the second out of the 12th inning. Giambroni is now up, and he's 0 for 3 on the day, and he's 1-0 on this at bat, as that's going to be hit towards the third baseman, and that'll be the third out. Hopefully the Barons can get a point on the board to wrap up the final part of this game. Up the bat, we have Tomsha, who's 2 for 4 on the day. Hopefully he can get something going, as he's going to hit this ball, and that's going to be popped up towards the right field, and yet another fly out. That'll be the first out of the 12th inning. Laz Rivera is looking at a 1 for 4 day. Hopefully he can get something going on offense, as that's going to be hit yet again towards the right fielder, and it's going to be popped up and caught. Zach Remillard is now up to bat, as he's going to miss a fastball right down the middle, as he possibly could have went yard with that. Zach Remillard now looking at one that's just a little bit high, as he's going to foul that one off as well. As he's going to throw it down in the dirt, and that's going to be the third out of the 12th inning. Vince Orobio has come into the game now for the 13th inning, and he's looking at a 0-1 count and fouled off, so he's looking at a 0-2 count. And that's going to be hit towards the left side of the field, and that's going to be the first base hit in quite a while, as Rocket City's looking to make quite the push in the 13th inning. That's going to be hit right up the middle, as that's going to be not capitalized at all on defense, and that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to be an error on the play. That's going to be a strike on the play, so it's going to be 0-1 on the count. It's going to be a low changeup, so it's going to be a 1-1 count. Now looking at a 1-2 count for Orobio now. Orobio looking to show off his fastball, but that's going to be a little bit low, and it's now a 2-2 count. And that's going to be popped up, not quite good enough for a sacrifice fly. That'll be the first out of the 13th inning, as there's still a runner on first and second base. Deshawn Knowles is up to bat, who's 1 for 4 on the day so far. Although he hasn't been the most productive at the plate, he's actually been really good on defense for the Trash Pandas. And that's going to be a strike, as it's looking at a 1-2 count for Deshawn Knowles. And that's going to be a foul ball, as it's now still a 1-2 count. And that's going to be a fair ball, as that's going to be an error on the play, as they're not going to be able to capitalize on that, and that's now going to make it bases loaded, as that is going to be an error on Remillard. Bases loaded now in the 13th inning. Trash Pandas are looking to capitalize on the play, or on the inning, possibly walk home with a win. It's going to be a 1-1 count now. Orobio's looking to get out of a sticky situation here, as so far this has not been at all his fault. It's been a couple errors caused on the defense, as that's going to be a ball, making it a 2-2 count. Oh, excuse me. And that's going to be popped up, and that'll be good enough for a run to come in, and that'll be a ground rule double, as that'll make it 2 runs across the board, making it a 4-2 game now, as the Trash Pandas are looking to take this one home in the 13th inning. Orobio looking really rough out there in his first game of the season, as he will allow yet another hit, and that's going to be another score in the books, and it's going to be a 5-2 game, as we are going to pull Orobio and put in our next pitcher, as it'll be Caleb Freire, who hopefully can just get this inning over with, and hopefully our offense can find something. It's going to be a 1-1 count now. It's Chris Rogers, who's 1 for 5 on the day so far, and that's going to be another strike, making it a 1-2 count. And that's going to be a strikeout for Caleb Freire, and that's going to be 2 in the 13th inning. Conor Justice is up to bat, who hasn't gotten a hit all day. And he's going to pop this one up, and that'll likely be it on the 13th inning as A.J. Reed comes on over into foul territory to make the catch. Brett Hanowich is coming in to close out the game for the Trash Pandas. So it is a 5-2 game in the bottom of the 13th, as that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to be another hit for Escalona on the day. William Jennings up to bat, who's 1 for 3 with a sacrifice fly and a walk. Quite a productive day, and he's been really kind of busy on left field as well, as that's going to be popped up and fouled off. He's looking at an 0-1 count now. William Jennings looking at a fastball there. That's going to be an 0-2 count. Brett Hanowich looking to put Jang away. He's going to throw a 99-mile-an-hour fastball there, and that's going to be a ball, making it a 1-2 count. Jang is going to pop this one up, and that's going to go to center field, as he will make the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 13th inning. A.J. Reed coming up for the 6th time today, and he's going to pop a curveball foul, which it would have been a ball had he not swung at it. A.J. Reed's going to pop this one up to the center field, and that'll be the second out, as this one's kind of looking like it's just about over for Birmingham's first game of the season. Matt Scholes up for possibly the final at-bat of the game, as he's going to pop this one foul. You almost wonder if he would have hit that home run earlier, that would have pretty much ended the game and pretty much had us looking at 1-0 to start off the season rather than 0-1. Scholes to go at bat here, as he's going to get caught swinging, as he's going to get caught stealing, and that'll wrap up the first game of the season as we lose 5-2 in the 13th inning. We just could not get anything going really past, I think it was like the 5th inning that we scored our second run. Just after that, we couldn't get anything going. Neither could the Trash Pandas until the 13th inning, where they just put on a hitting clinic against us, and we just had too many errors to be able to, really be able to keep up with the game, as that really is what kind of cost us. Pilkington had a nice day, even though his first inning was kind of the reason why we lost. Arobio's actually going to get credited for the loss, which actually kind of makes more sense now that I think about it, because Pilkington's 2 wouldn't have made a difference, as Arobio allowed 3. Overall, we just need to be more patient at the plate. Adolfo didn't get a hit. Mercedes didn't get a hit. Reed didn't get a hit. Possibly going to be looking to maybe mix and match there at that position, or at those positions, because like I was saying earlier, we don't necessarily need to worry about the first half of the season. We just need to find a working formula that'll work for us to hopefully make a playoff push in the second half of the season. But with that being said, it's an unfortunate way to start off the season and series, but hopefully we can start turning things around. With that being said, I do hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you in the next one.